The true self, written with a capital S, refers to the person we have been created to be. The true self is both uniquely individual in expression and universal in nature. The true self is the point of connection with all other persons, all of creation, and God. The true self is not conditioned by personal experiences and is limitless in potential. It is characterized by non-judgmental, unconditional love. From the Wholeness Handbook by Emmett and Greenhut. My commitment to my path in life is to always be moving with awareness towards my true self. The expansion into true self is a process, and since true self is pure spirit, which is limitless, there is always more growth, more expansion, and new discoveries of the self in beingness. I am living as my true self when I allow the flow of spirit unhindered by my fears and judgments, when I am aware of my oneness with all that is. I am most at peace when I live from this place, but I admit I do not live from that place at all times. But I do touch it in many different aspects of my life. When I do, I feel open and loving towards myself and towards others, no matter what the situation. I feel connected and am very aware of the purpose of the moment, which is to live in the knowingness that we are all one, and to allow the flow of spirit through me and as me. In the hustle and bustle of a busy life, the true self can go unrecognized, drowned out by the noise of false messages from the ego self about unworthiness or separateness. So once a year, I go to a monastery in Big Sur, California, to reconnect and recharge with spirit. There is no cell service, no Wi-Fi, and no talking. Alone in the silence and in the beauty of nature, I can remember who I am. There is something about the vastness of the ocean that reminds me of my connection to the earth. I feel grounded and yet aware of the unlimited potential of my life. Each time I leave there to return to my everyday life, I do so with a renewed and deeper connection to spirit and a commitment to live from this place of connection to all, my true self. I work for a labor organization, and my job is to negotiate collective bargaining agreements and to mediate disputes. The relationships are many times set up as adversarial, and it has sometimes been a challenge to bring science of mind principles into the room. It is easy to fall into the ego self in these situations. There have been many times when my true self has found a way into that space. I usually begin with a treatment to remind myself that we are all one, that this is the divine negotiating with the divine. When I allow myself to stay open to the flow of ideas from spirit, creative solutions flow through me to solve any problem. I stay focused and breathe calmly, and suddenly unique remedies appear, many times seemingly from nowhere. I know it comes from my true self. My mother is almost 90 years old and resides in a nursing home. Her current expression in life is as a patient with dementia. For a while it was difficult for me to be with her and not feel pain or sorrow or fear and grief at the loss of the person she used to be. More recently, I have been able to be with her and be at peace. At these times, I'm able to show up as my true self. And I'm able to love and cherish her just where she is in her divine expression. I hold her hand, comfort her, laugh with her, and just flow in the joy for the time I have with her. I used to leave from a visit with her and be very upset. Now I leave with a feeling of peace, and I know it was my true self that was visiting Mom that day. My work in this class and other Science of Mind classes I take are all moving me towards living more as my true self. The support of a community of like-minded souls is uplifting me. We all celebrate our progress toward the path to living as true self. A treatment for aligning with and staying aware of my true self. God is all there is. There is one universal mind, one universal spirit. I am one with all that is. I am an individuated expression of the divine. My awareness is in alignment with my true self. I honor my true self. I am open and I am willing to live as my true self at all times. Spirit flows as me in the world. I live in the awareness of the joy of who I am. I am so grateful for my life. I am grateful for the gift of being a divine expression and for the opportunity to live from the authentic wholeness of me. I release these words into the law of mind, where I know they are already so, and so it is.